Nasingo janelo mar Kala TV ni kaumolo kanyo sa para biro duogo kae kod weche manyien mago mag podho chieng' ka weche maket koda magi akelo ni mana e yono mano machiek bed koda nyaka giko nyinga Neli Chieng ndhine waido kanyo ni nyaka gie sani mano mabende timore pacho kae en ni doho ochungo kanyo okang' mane okaw mano mar thicho oko Edwin Sifuna elemo ma osebedo ka omako e duond bura mano mar ODM to bende wachore ni bura maket koda mano ibiro bedo ka iwinjo tarik 26 mano mar dwe ni sani to koro Sifuna nyalo nyiero ka otenre koda okang' ma okaw koda doho mano mar chungo okang' makamano kata bura maket koda mano e weche mago mamoko mabende otenre kod mano en ni Sifuna kata Edwin Sifuna owacho ni pod en e jagoro maduong' mano mar duond bura mar ODM kata obedo ni ne othiche oko elemo onogo odiochieng' mano manyoro kanotwak kod jofwamb weche odiochieng' makawuono bang' ka bende ne othiche oko e apisi Sifuna ne olero ni thiche oko ne otim ataro mano mar chik bende ne oseyo yono mano ma itayo godo duond bura mar ODM giesani Sifuna ne oten kod jotelo mago mopogore kanyo bende oting'o gavana mano Masia James Orengo Babu Owino kata jatelo Winnie Odinga e kind jotelo mago mamoko korka kore gavana Masia James Orengo to ne owacho kata ne ochayo malich mokalo jotelo go mabende ne ong'ado mano mar mondo mi githich oko Sifuna elemo osebedo ka omako.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I want to state that the illegal removal of Sifuna from office is not taken on a light note by this team, and I want to condemn the leaders who did this. We know what Baba stood for. Baba stood for justice. Baba stood for fair hearing and trial. And the meeting that took place in Mombasa was an illegal meeting. That was a kangaroo meeting that was set up to remove the current Secretary General of ODM, Edwin Sifuna, from office. I want to state that these leaders were seen at one point in Mombasa taking sacred oath to uphold and protect the party constitution, the same constitution that they are violating. There was no proper procedure that was followed. And I want to state that there is no way that illegal office holders can remove a legal office holder, SecGen, from office. Lastly, I want to state that the only mistake Sifuna committed and the only mistakes that we are committing is to fight for the downtrodden, to fight for the forgotten in this society, to fight for the less privileged in Kenya, to fight for jobs to be given to our youth, to fight for against the high cost of living that is affecting Kenyans in this nation. These are the only crimes that we are committing. And I want to assure you that we are going to fight. The war has been done, the war has been declared, a line has been drawn. If you are on our side, you are on our side. If you are on the other side, fight on the other side. But this is not going to stop anytime soon. Thank you.
Thank you very much, members of the Fourth Estate, my colleagues here. The second casualty of this coup was removed as the Deputy Organizing Secretary via a WhatsApp message. You know very well that our party constitution, to remove a NEC member, it must be a resolution of the NEC. I was removed even before the NEC met. And I'm elected member of parliament on ODM ticket twice from a very volatile, extremely non-ODM zone. From Westland to the border of Malaba, the only member of parliament on ODM is Caleb Amis. And this is a person the ODM as
that this action is illegal and procedural and a blatant violation of the ODM constitution as well as the principles of natural justice. At no time have I been informed of any allegations against me, be they of indiscipline, insubordination, or incompetence in the execution of my duties as the Secretary General. Neither have I been invited to respond to any complaints in and out of the party on any matter that would constitute grounds for removal of a Secretary General. Consequently, no lawful organ of the party has invited me to any hearing. Indeed, as far as internal differences in opinion go, my only cry is that I have refused and I oppose any plans and schemes within the party to support President William Ruto's re-election, because I have held and continue to hold the firm position that this country cannot afford another 5 years of this expensive, divisive, incompetent, and disastrous Ruto misadventure. Kleptocracy is not a philosophy that an entire nation can give a second chance. This month marks the beginning of my 9th year as SG of ODM. I am the longest serving individual in that position. To serve that long at the feet of the enigmatic Raila Odinga needed one to summon all reservoirs of wisdom from all possible sources, but most importantly, to remain a true and loyal student of the great icon. Even in the current circumstances, I would never betray the ideals and principles of my late party leader. I have served this party with loyalty, diligence, and unwavering commitment because I had a leader in Raila who nurtured young people and young leaders and knew how to bring competing interests and egos into one functional movement. Together, we have defended the Constitution, strengthened internal party structures, and safeguarded the voice of millions of Kenyans who believe in social justice and accountable leadership. My record speaks for itself, and it always will. It is in public domain that my opposition to the party's dalliance with Ruto started long before the Right Honorable Raila passed on. He understood my reasons and accommodated them. It is also a known fact that regardless of what political deals Raila struck with different regimes, he would never have allowed his beloved party to be turned into a mere appendage of State House, where decisions are rubber-stamped after instructions are received from the regime. It is painful to note that sections of the party continue to desecrate the legacy and memory of Raila by turning this party into a theater of the illegal. Just last week, on 3rd February, a Gazette notice was released purporting to legitimize the recent changes in party leadership, with the rider asking for public input within 7 days, even though the stated date had lapsed by 3 weeks. Essentially, those who now purport to run the party are aware that, for instance, the new party leader was installed unprocedural and unconstitutional. These shortcuts and illegal edicts reflect the bad manners that progressive institutions and individuals pick up as soon as they get cozy with.
Jatend piny Kenya William Ruto itudo kod pogro kaachiel kod midhiero mago ma sani to koro ineno e duond bura mano mar ODM. Weche makamagi ne owach kod gavana mano ma kaunti ma Siaya James Orengo, ma bende ne loso kod jofwamb weche odiochieng' ma kawuono buore Nairobi kocha. Bende ne ochayo malich mokalo yono ma itayo godo duond bura mano mar ODM, ka owacho ni onge chik kata okang' moramora kata ne olero ni jotelo makamago onge koda teko mano mar golo oko e apisi Edwin Sifuna.
Period in which Edwin Sifuna was the Secretary General, there is no single moment that Raila Odinga rebuked or criticized Edwin Sifuna in public in the discharge of his functions as Secretary General. I shudder to think that mere minions, people who have got no legitimacy in the entire country, can dare talk about Edwin Sifuna. Sifuna speaks for the party, and even today, Edwin Sifuna is speaking for the party. My first encounter with President Ruto when he was elected as president was in a village in Ugenya, some place called Orenga, and I told him, and if you watch the speeches I've made where President Ruto is, I have implored him not to kill political parties, because I could see this coming. The problem in ODM, and I like what Senator Ososi has said, the problem in ODM is President Ruto. We are asking President Ruto to let ODM go, let ODM alone. He has not taken it hostage. He is in possession of the party called ODM. He is convening meetings of organs of ODM, of course excluding Honorable Sifuna and Honorable Ososi. There are meetings that have taken place in Kilgoris, and the ones in State House are countless. Please, please, leave ODM alone.
Kawarango weche magoma moko wayudo kanyo ni ogai mano mar obila Douglas Kanja odichieng' makawuono ne odadhoge kod kamiti mano mar od buch Senate mabende ochung'ne keto e tim chike ma bende ne otelie kod Senator mano Senator Moses Kajwang'. Kamito no twake wi okang' mano mabende winjore okawne governors mago mabende iwacho ni nyaka gie sani orem chopo e nyim kamati maket koda mano. Bende Douglas Kanja ichayo kuom okang' mar ne rem ndio governors mago ma ne okochopo e nyim kamati no.
Affect our country. They affect the welfare of our country. And these are areas that all of us we need to work together to see to it that we act in the best interest of our country. And for that reason, I am very, very clear in my mind, and I've made it very, very clear that number one, there is no one who is above the law. Number two, the National Police Service will continue to operate within the confines of the law. Meaning, we are ready to work together with this committee, work together with Parliament for the good of the people. The issues that have actually been raised are very, very clear, and Senator Maza have come out clear that there are certain procedures that are supposed to be followed. And once that is done, then police can be able to kick in its processes, again as guided by the law. The other thing I would like to mention is about taking care of our critical infrastructure. Yes, we have a formation that deals with that. That formation is carrying out some very, very important works to ensure that our critical infrastructure remains secure all through. It works together, of course, with everybody else, including the regular police, including the DCI officers, and the other security providers to ensure that our critical infrastructure.
Jatend piny Kenya William Ruto dichieng' makawuono ne ochwalo chenro mano mar nyota e gwengego kata e kaunti no ma Mandera kaachiel kod kaunti ma Wajir. William Ruto ne okawo thuolo maket koda mano mar dok ne piny owacho mare kaachiel kod soko wang' kata chayo jotelogo ma osebedo ka chayo piny owacho mare ka olero ni piny owacho mare ono osechwalo chenro mopogore opogore mago mag dongruoge kendo osechopo singo mathoth mane gisingo ne oganda jo Kenya.
Nimewafukuza kazi kwa sababu ya kuzembea na kwa sababu ya incompetence. Wengine wamefukuzwa kwa sababu waliiba pesa ya relief. Wengine walifukuzwa kwa sababu ya kuiba mahindi ya watu ambao wako na njaa. Wengine walifukuzwa kwa mambo yao ya ufisadi. Ati sasa wameenda kusanyana pale ati wanajaribu kunipatia lecture. Mimi nataka niwaambie nyinyi, wachaneni na hii maneno, hamuelewi, hamuna akili ya kutosha kufikiria vile hawa vijana wanaweza kusomeshwa, wanaweza kupangwa na ajira na wanaweza kupangwa na biashara. Nyinyi mnanielewa my friends? So the characters who are lecturing us that coming to participate in this program of the young people of Kenya is a waste of time. I want to tell them, na mimi nasema nikiwa hapa Mandera, mimi nimefika hapa Mandera leo mapema. Kwanza niliamuka 5 in the morning today because I had to come to Mandera. Why? because program ya vijana wa Kenya sio program rahisi na sio program ya kuchezea karata. Program ya vijana ya Kenya is the single most consequential and important program any nation can undertake to take care of its young people. And that is what we are doing. Wale wengine bado wamezembea wakifikiria ya kwamba ati rais angeenda kufanya kazi nyingine, rais angeenda kufanya kazi nyingine. Hiyo kazi nyingine mnayosema, kwanza nyinyi hamuna hata kazi ya kufanya. Sasa sijui mnanisumbua na nini. Wale watu ni fala ama si fala, wanatupepa ufala hawa watu wakwende kabisa. Ama namna gani bwana? Tunaelewana?
Janeno markala weche maket koda magi mago mag podho chieng' na kelo ni mana e yono machiek to parni komolo kanyo sachiel gi sadek itudore kod jafwambo wadwa Joaz Odhiambo Mitula biro bedo ka kelo ni weche gi kod koko giro kamano kuom kawo thuolo mari kendo rango weche makamagi. Oriti masani nyinga Neli Chieng ndhine.